Good morning, everyone. The chairperson said, can everyone squeeze into the middle or something? So I asked Limban, Reverend Bob Oshta, how can you squeeze in the middle? It's packed. But anyway, I think I heard her correctly. If I'm wrong, yeah, please excuse me. But first of all, I would like to thank Sacramento Betswing, Reverend Oshta, for inviting me again. And I'm very, very happy, mainly because if you really understand Higan, Buddhism, you'll never really suffer again. That's the reason. If you don't understand Buddhism, you might be a little happy. I don't know. But you'll run into a problem you cannot solve. That's the reason. Okay? And if you're not Buddhist, and if you're Christian, they understand Christianity. That's all right. All right, today I'm going to talk. I saw a lot of kids, and so I'll talk to kids first for about 5 minutes. I'll even take my wristwatch off, although there's a clock on the wall. But anyway, to the children, I'll talk this way. I'm going to be very short, so you won't go to sleep, okay? Higan means other shore. The opposite side of other shore is this shore. What it means is, this shore means you're not thinking correctly, and then you think correctly and you're happier. That's all it is. Well, it's more than that, everybody, but for Sunday school. So everybody, let me ask you kids, who are they all sitting? Are they all mixed into the congregation, or are they sitting in the front row? Basically, over mixed. Okay. Kids, when we're unhappy, it's because we want something. You know, Mom, can I have the transformer, you know? I don't know what that is, adults, but they keep talking about transformer. Can I have a new, tennis shoe? Can I have this? Mom says, no, you already have a transformer. But I want a new one. I want a new one, you know, and I want a new one. Can I have a new head? That made no sense. I just said that, that's all. Yeah, I want this, I want that. Can I have a new this? Can I have it? And usually, adults cry all the way till they die, okay? I want this, I want this. That's what you go, this shore, like, I want this, I want this. Now you're going to go to other shore, okay? Watch. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right. Are you ready? It goes. Don't yell, you hurt my ear, you know? But let me say this. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. You're going to go to the other shore means you're going to think differently and you're going to be happy. Are you ready? It goes like this. I want this, I want this. Watch now. You don't need anything. Right now, you don't need a thing. Answer me. Right now, what do you need? Right now, what do you need? No. You don't need anything right. You need a transformer now? You got to be joking. You don't need it. Hey, young man, don't ruin my sermon, okay? Right now, you don't need anything. Right now, they say, but Reverend, I gotta go. Reverend, I gotta go toilet. Not now. You don't need a thing right now. You don't need one single thing right now. That's what you call other shore. And now you're not beyond happy. You're fine. But I gotta do homework. Not now. I gotta go to school. Not now. And when you're in school, you don't say, I gotta go to school. You're there already. Isn't that great? Another way of saying it is, from moment to moment, kids, you're perfect. You don't need a thing. Okay? And then you do things. So don't go home and say, I'm perfect. I don't have to go to the toilet. You better go. But moment to moment, you don't need anything. Okay? All right, that's for the kids. Remember it now. Long after I'm gone, just remember, moment to moment, you're fine. And then you say, okay, I need a new car and so forth. All right? Okay, let's see. To the adults, I'm going to keep my sermon short. I talked long yesterday. I'm going to talk to the Japanese congregation. I'm getting old. I'm old and decrepit, you know. so I'll keep it kind of short, I hope. I'm going to show you what it means on a psychological, shallow level, not a total level, which is enlightenment. I can't quite convey that, even if I had the skill. No time, it's a little involved. But I'm going to show you what going to Higan means, from Higan, this shore, to the other shore, what it means. Fundamentally, it means the whole being. I'll shorten it, your whole mind changes. And then from suffering, you attain non-suffering, okay? I'm going to give you a series of examples. The Buddha says life is dukka. Dukka doesn't mean agony, but it means you're always off balance. Nothing is perfect. Something is always slightly wrong, you know. And so you're always kind of like, I don't know, suffering, dukka. So regards to there's only two kinds of dukka. Number one, there are others, but fundamentally there's two kinds. One, you worry about things. You regret things. You know, I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that? You know, why did I do that? In my case, I'm not very well versed regarding things that has to do with cars. Other day I took my car into the mechanics and I said, my windshield wiper doesn't work, you know, so can you fix it? He says, he has a funny smile on his face. He says, that's for the, you know, when you signal left turn and so forth. This is the windshield wiper. You know. He always has this one smile when he looks at me. I've been with him 20 years. He has this indulgent smile and he walks away. So I said, oh, you know, you regret various things. I was talking about cars. What I meant by that was I bought cars twice, pure junk. I don't know any better. So, I shouldn't have bought that car. So regrets. Regrets are one form of suffering. And the other form of suffering is anxiety, worrying about the future. So your mind, right now even, if you're not careful, you're regretting something and you're worried about something. Those two, okay? So don't look at me. Study your mind. If you're kind of agitated, you're worried about something. Did I shut off the light? You know, did I shut off the stove? And if I talk 1 hour, you'll regret you came. You know what I mean? So regret, anxiety, regret, anxiety. And then you leave this earth. All your life, regret, anxiety, regret, anxiety. And then you might go on nice vacations. You might earn money. You might win the lottery. You might get some award, and a nice house, a nice TV. But you're off balance. That's my term. You're not really grounded, you know. You're worried about something. Oh, gee, well, my son, he's 35 now. He doesn't date. Will he ever get married? And he gets married. Oh, he chose the wrong girl, you know. Oh. Will they have kids? Will they have kids? They have a child. Then regret. Oh, I said have a child. They had 3 children, triplets. Oh, all your life. Oh. That's this shore. Now, when you understand any kind of truth, including Buddhism, you're going to go to the other shore right now, okay? I'll tell you why. Everybody, the past does not exist, correct? And the future is never here, correct? It's always in front of you. Like right now, my daughter is here. We're going to go to the airport and fly back. Oh, at the airport. But we're not there yet, right? And when you're at the airport, you don't worry about airport. You're there already, correct? So, concluding, the past does not exist. You yourself as 12-year-old, that doesn't exist anymore, that person. The future does not exist. Now look at your mind. When there's no past and there's no future, your mind is empty, correct? Not empty in a negative sense, empty in a dynamic, living sense, you know. You're fine, in other words. Right now, you're fine. Correct? That's what you call going to the shore. I have to hurry a little bit. Okay. I was thinking, how shall I say this, you know? But when I don't say it the way I should, it gets weaker, but I still have to be careful. I don't mean to disparage anybody. But what I want to say was, I've been a minister. I was ordained at about 24 years old, so, you know. almost 60 years. I met many BCA members. They're all fine, 99.99%. But there was one man that I just couldn't stand. What happened was, I think he had a high IQ, but he couldn't go to college and study because the war broke out. By war, I mean World War II, everybody, okay? And so he always had this frustration. He helped a lot. He helped BCA a lot. But I don't want to mention the church because some might guess who it is. And I thought, you stupid idiot, you know. No matter how great the guest minister is or how great the speaker, he's always looking down on them, like arrogant, conceited. But he helped a lot, so everybody allowed him to help. But I don't know, I just couldn't stand him, you know. Very few people do I feel like that. Because he's arrogant. And if he had something, if you're a great athlete, I respect that. A great talent, pianist, I respect that. And if you're humble, I respect that more. But he was none of these, just bright. He was a legend in his own mind. You know what I mean? And he was God's gift to the world. You know what I mean? And when he sang God, he sang loud with the upright. Oh, I better watch what I'm saying. But anyway, you know what I mean. So I thought, yeah, that guy, man, he's an example of a non-Buddhist, you know, arrogant son. I lived like that for 30 years. That's this shore. My mind is agitated, correct? So when I saw him, I thought, I have to go to that church to give. I don't want to meet that guy. I don't want to see him. And he comes in, how are you? To him, I go, hi. I thought, I don't want to go to that church. I just don't want to feel that aura of arrogance, you know. And that went on for 30 years. This shore. And one day I went to somewhere else, and the man says, don't you go to that church? The certain church, you know? So I said, yeah, I go there once in a while. Reverend, there's a man there that really exemplifies, embodies enlightenment. So I'm interested now. I don't care who's rich, but when I hear that, okay, really? He's like a myokonin, meaning truly understands Jodo Shinshu. I thought, wow. Really? Really? Now I'm going to take notes, all right? I said, all right. And then, he helps so selflessly. He's so humble. I go, really? I said, who is it? I wonder if that's the... No, wait a minute. Who is it? Who is it? And he said, shall I tell you the name? So I said, yeah. Who is it? And he named a guy I don't like. Now my mind went to the other shore. I tell you why. I learned again. Happens often. I learned again that my notion of good and bad, it's just that I feel that way. That's all. It has no basis in reality. And therefore, going to the shore means give up your attachment to think of the thought rather that I'm right about my assessment. Give up your judgments. And then I did, and now I'm all right. So when I see him, I say, hi. Yeah. So people might say, well, isn't it good to say somebody is good? Well, it's better than saying somebody's bad. But even that's not Buddhistically enlightened. For example, a wife may say to the husband, you know, you're such a good husband. Reverend said, don't say these things. But anyway, I think you're good. You're the best husband. You're a good husband. Is that good? That's better than saying you're a bad husband. But it's not perfect because I tell you why. If you say you're a good husband, the same person who says you're a good husband, in the evening may say, you're not too good now. You forgot to change the oil, you know? You're getting old. You should remember these things. And when you have a fight, you were a good husband yesterday, but today you're a bad husband. You know? So it's not reliable, okay? Once again, I'm not satisfied with my own explanation. Good and bad, we must have those judgments, but don't be attached to it. They're not carved in stone. Okay? It's just your judgment. What kind of food do you like? I like Korean food. Okay? I think Korean food is so great, you know? It makes you sweat and everything. But that's just my thought. I shouldn't say, all of you, you should eat Korean food. No, 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 no. You have your own thoughts. I shouldn't say this, but I will. We say Saddam Hussein. Was that his name? Saddam Hussein? Saddam Hussein evil. About 5, 6 years before they attacked Saddam Hussein or killed him, or 10 years, they were supporting him. So good and bad is not rigid and contained in a certain way. Okay? So everybody, let go of the idea now that good and bad, the way I judge is a correct way. Give that up. Then you're in the other shore. That's all. That's how simple Buddhism is, but hard to practice. All right? All right. I'll hurry along. It goes like this. Especially if you have kids. If you have 3 kids, oh. The question I want to ask is, how many of you feel that you're busy every day? Are you busy? Are you busy too? Woo. Oh, 3 kids? Mommy? Yeah, mommy's busy then. So we're all kind of busy, huh, right? Aren't you busy? You want to do things, oh, we got to go to church, you know? Yeah. This morning I got up and I was really relaxed. I stayed at one of your members' houses, in a nice house. I thought, oh man, oh, this is so relaxing. Nice bed, better than the mine at home. Oh. For instance, my bed, I never make my bed. Thinking I'm going to rumple it anyway, so I keep same bed. Okay, it's a lot of creases in my back. But anyway, the bed I slept in yesterday was really nice bed, so you know. Then I thought, oh, it's just so relaxing. What will I do today? What shall I do today? Hey, wait a minute, I got to go give a sermon, see? So I'm busy. All right? All right. Okay, I'm going to read to you, and I'll make the point. It's a very simple one. And within 3 weeks, this is what I had to do. You could easily make this list, but since I'm the lecturer, I'll read mine. In 1 month or so, my wife says, you got to do something. There are possums on the roof. I said, I don't see any possum. They're there. They make a lot of noise at night. Then she said, also, the vines wrapped around the TV antenna, so we have to cut them off, you know. And then also, a lot of stray cats are coming onto our lawn. They have no owner. Then I go to the kitchen, there's ants all over the place. And I set out ant traps. They don't go into the ant traps. I go bathroom, ants all over the place. So she said, can you do something about the ants? I got to go to Sacramento. No, take care of the ants first, you know. Then the dryer started making rumbling noise. Karata, 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 you know. Karata, that's Japanese. Karakata. In English, rumble, rumble, rumble. Japanese, karakata, karakata, karakata. Then we got a new TV. My sons-in-law put it in for me. How is it? Okay, gee, I didn't know. You know, they have large screens like this. Hey, the edges aren't right. In other words, a lady's arm looks that big. Edges are different, you know. Oh, now we got to get a box or something. Then I go get some ice. The ice maker stopped working. This all went 4 weeks. Then, let's see now. Oh, I went to Pasadena, and a full-time minister's job, Reverend Oshita and your other ministers here. It's a very exhausting job, to tell you the truth. Especially me, because I'm not used to certain things. First thing they told me at Pasadena was, I'm all right regarding text and so forth. They said, can you go to the cemetery for Ohakamairi cemetery services? And I said, once I get there, where do I go? There's a cemetery called Rose Hills. Have you heard of it? Beautiful cemetery. Huge, one of the world's largest cemeteries. So I said, when I go there, where do I know I should go to? That's not good English, but you know what I mean? They say, we don't know. So I don't know what to do. So it's exhausting. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. I forgot why I said that. Oh, that's right. And so one day I said, I'm going to treat myself, you know. So I passed by this fancy restaurant in Pasadena, Fair Oaks, called Hunter's. It looks fancy, but I said, it's all right. So I went in there, and I said, and then we had a nice conversation. The lady was real friendly. I think that's why they succeed. You know, I'm just sitting there, small old man, but she said, hey, we're talking. And then she said, what would you like? So I said, well, I think I'll have something simple. I'll just have a hamburger and coffee. The hamburger came, coffee came, and she's saying, and so, do you come by here often? I said, well, you know, I tell you the truth, I'm a minister at this church close by. So, you know, you should come in once in a while, you know, that kind of thing. All right, thanks a lot. Nice talking to you. Looked at the bill, tremendous bill. Hamburger, something like $18, you know. Coffee is $5. I want a hamburger for $4. You know what I mean? Leave out the hamburger, it's just $4. What I meant by that is anything before, not 17, 18. Bill was $22. With the tip, it was $25. Gee, you know, I don't know why I mentioned that, but you know, that, and I don't know. And then my daughter's here, she and her 2 kids, we went to a restaurant. I've been going there 45 years. It's a deli. I like delis. Then the waitress comes over and says, oh, good to see you. I said, good to see you. We're going to close in 2 days. Up and down, all kind of different things happen. You know, it has nothing to do with busyness, but everything's like that, turmoil. It goes on and on. I could continue this, but in 3, 4 weeks. Okay, so I'm sure you have a better list of being busy. So I'm going to close in this section, and one more, shall I say, aspect that I want to talk about, and I'll close. Listen carefully now. The other one was past and future. Other one was attached judgments. You give them up, and you go to the other shore, all right? This one goes like this. One thing I like about Zen Buddhism, I think Shin Buddhism is deeper. When Zen ends, Shin Buddhism begins. Zen deals with things you could solve. Attain enlightenment, you become a Buddha. But Shin Buddhism answers this question. What if you can't become a Buddha? What do you do? All right? So it's deeper. But this, I have to have a dialogue with Zen master, actually. You know, nobody's talking about this when they're not here to defend themselves. But anyway, Zen masters are great in their way. Once a lay person went to a Zen master and said this, I hate my life. I hate my life. Zen master, help me. I don't know what to do. I think it was a woman, actually. She says, I have my mother and father living with me, my in-laws, my mother-in-law, father-in-law living with me, unmarried aunt living with me. I got to feed them all, and I have 3 kids. I'm so busy. I hate it. How do I handle this? Zen master said, say that once more. I'm so busy. I hate this. I hate my life. Tell me what to do. What do you think the Zen master said? Yeah. If you put something out in the universe, what else? What? Okay. If you put out something, okay, yeah. Okay. Think a little differently, huh? Think a little bit differently. Okay. And that's one answer. And but I have to think about that. It's one answer. There are many answers. But I'll tell you what the Zen master said. You don't like being busy? And I'm telling you this now. You don't like being busy? She said, no, I don't. Then he said, then die. You won't be busy. You know what that means? As long as you're alive, you're busy. For example, in my short list, if there are no possum on the roof, no vines that stray, no stray cats, no ants, dryer works perfectly, ice make work perfect, this and that, this and that, this and that. That means you're dead. That's why you're free. Okay? So as long as you're alive, you're busy. That's what you call life. Life is dukka. Life is to be busy. When you have no duties, nothing to do, you're either comatose or you're dead. So Zen Master is saying, you should be grateful you're busy. It means you're alive. All right? So final example is this. Young kids, you're all right. Due to modern medicine, you young kids, you're going to live a long, long, long time. Way beyond 100 maybe. Anyway, you're going to live a long, long time, so you don't have to listen to this. But when you get older, there's no problem. When you're aging, there's no problem. You know, you raise your kids. But even when you're middle-aged, the one great problem that is left is your own mortality. If you get my drift, I don't want to frighten the kids, but your life's going to come to a close. That's what you're worried about. You know, when you're 80 years old, you're not worried about fame anymore. You're not worried about dating. You know, you're through with that, of course. You're not even worried about marriage. You're married already. What else? You don't worry about a thing. But you worry about your aches and pains. Not because it hurts, because getting sick means you're headed toward your end. Okay? Ask anybody. Donald Trump, he's not worried about money or fame. He's worried that, you know, his hair keeps blowing up and so forth, which is a sign of aging. When you're young, it doesn't do that. But joking aside, he's worried that, you know, he had made all this money, but he's got to leave it. There's no question. Okay, everybody, listen carefully now, okay? You know, I just can't leave my grandkids. I just can't leave my wife, you know. I just can't leave the church. Who's going to do the chicken teriyaki, you know? I can't leave. Oh, what's going to happen? Or, I wonder if I have enough money, you know, for hiring caregivers. Oh, death. Oh, and I don't want to die. Oh. That's the final worry. And the only real worry. Other things, they're kind of bothersome, but that's the only real worry. Philosophers know this. Zen masters know this. Shin Buddhists know this. The only real worry is that. Now I'm going to comment on it, and that's the end of the sermon. Everybody listen carefully. Worry about, you know, that. I'm going to tell you something, and that is this. We're worried about, oh, I'm afraid of dying. I'm afraid of dying. But when you're saying, I'm afraid of dying, you're not dead, correct? Have you ever attended a funeral where the man in the casket says, hey, friend, I'm really dead now? No. When you're saying, I'm afraid of dying, you're not dead. And when you're dead, you won't know it at all. There is no I'm afraid of dying. Physiologically, death occurs, but there is no I'm afraid of dying. Once you're dead, you don't say, I'm afraid of dying. You're dead. So when you're alive, death does not exist. And when you're alive, death does not exist. I know you agree with that. And when you're dead, the death that makes you afraid, that also doesn't exist. Physiologically, like lightning flashing and so forth, it exists. But the death that creates tremendous anxiety in you doesn't exist anymore. There's nothing to worry about. So those are the examples I present today to show you how your mind changes. You know, if your marriage isn't perfect, you think, why did I marry my wife? You know, why did I marry this wife? I had the other choice. I chose wrong. Why did I marry my wife? That's this shore. You're married and you're thinking, oh man, the woman I could have married is walking around town, 5'6", still 120 pounds, perfect shape, driving a Cadillac or whatever, you know, and your wife comes out of the shower, you know, waddling. I should have married the other woman. And then you think, gee, I made a mistake. You don't say these things. It's a feeling. When your wife wants to talk to you, I'm not interested. It comes out there, you know. All right, now you're going to go to the other shore. Why did you marry your wife? Do you know why? Do you know why? You said, please marry me. That's the reason. And your wife, if you're laughing, why did you marry your husband that used to be 130 pounds, 5'6", now he's 190 pounds at 5'6", you know? And he sits around the house, doesn't do anything. Why did I marry him? It's because you said yes. And I'll say one more thing and quit. You should be grateful for your wife. She's the only one that knows you in a total sense, and she's the only one that puts up with you. When you appear in society, you put on your best face with, oh, he's so nice. At home, you're not nice. Or your wife, your husband is the only one that really knows your weakness and your strength, and yet forgives you, see. And then when you think, I'm so grateful for my wife. She's the only one that understands, the only one that puts up with me, the only one that cares for me. Now you're on the other shore, all right? Of course, all the examples are not the deepest level. The deepest level, in my defense, you can't express in words. But when this occurs in a total fashion, that's called Higan. You go to the other shore, all right? So I wish you well. Enjoy this shore. It's all right to enjoy this shore. But ultimately, why don't you work hard to cross over to the other shore? Not after you die, while you're alive, okay? Namandos, namandos.